Hey, what's up guys, this is TonTon here and welcome back to my channel. So we got nearly enough of the team from the season 1 of Beast War, the Maximo team. But unfortunately we still don't get a Rhino yet. So at this point I think that I saw a lot of people actually showing the teams with Rhinox. So this is the generation Rhinox. So in today's video, let's have a look at this old figure and see if he can still hold up to the present days. So first up here we have the Rhino mode, the alternate Rhino, and I must say this is a really nice sculpted Rhino. You can see all the scale of the beast over here, and unfortunately this is my figure is quite old, so it's got some problem with actually holding up, but it's fine. And they've got a sculpted rubber tail over in the back in his butt, and unfortunately this is an old figure, so they make it this way, but I hope with the upcoming Kingdom versions they're gonna fix this. And so here we have the Rhinos, and you got all the aspect. This is like a Wikipedia image of what a Rhino look like, and you got some cables here from the arms, and if you turn him around, yeah, there's a lot of cables, but it is okay because no one is gonna display the Rhinox in his Rhino form like this, right? Am I right? And so here we have this, and at this mode unfortunately there's nothing too much to say about the overall feelings except for the texture. You got this, they got painted white paws over here, and you got some horns, and of course you can open up his mouth and you can see his head inside. I'm gonna bring it down, and yeah, this is right there. So yeah, it can open the mouth because it's on a separate jaws, because this is for the transformation, and I really enjoy that, the fact that they kept the transformation sequence exactly just like in the cartoon, and you don't get too much of an articulation over here. So about this Rhino here, I think it's fine. So I think it is time for us just to jump right into the size comparison with other Maximo figures. So first up here we have him with Rhinox. This is the Kingdom version. And anyway, the mouth is a little bit kind of big, but that is fine. And here's Chiro, and I think the scale works kind of okay. I would prefer if Rhinox is a little bit bigger. And then finally we have Primo over here. So the team looks really great together. Let me just stick Rhinox onto Rhinox back, and I think the teams look great together. And I don't think there's too much to say because you have seen this figure countless times. So I'm gonna actually, in this video, I'm gonna focus more on the play aspect and like how he has aging. So now let's get to transformation. So for transformation, first up is I'm gonna bring up this lever over here to clearly see the head. Now I'm gonna bring him like this, and at this point I'm gonna bring down this. This is the shoulder joint of him, and you can start pulling down this section over here. This is kind of hard because this is, you see, this is a rubber connecting part, so it's kind of sticking in onto the joint, into the port. So it's just somewhat frustrating when you actually try to open up this section, and you split and dissect him like this, and you can bring this down to form the leg. And now for the leg, you're gonna bring down this foot piece, and you're gonna collapse this whole section into here. You see this over here, this wing form here. You're gonna put it onto like that, and you got the leg finish, one leg. Then you're gonna do the same thing over here, bring up the feet, and then just kind of put this into place. This is really frustrating sometimes because how old this toy was, and it's gonna be a little bit careful. There you go. Then you can rotate the whole waist section just like that, and at this point you can remove this piece out. This is his weapon. I'm gonna talk about them later. So for this, now here we have nearly finished the transformation. So I'm gonna pull down this arm piece over here and flip this up, and you can see there's this hand right there. Bring it down and rotate it into place. Bring this down, one down, and another back to go. So for this, you do the same thing. Pull it down, bring it into place, bring it out. Actually, bring out the hands, and there we go. And now I'm going to sit him down a little bit. I'm going to flip this out and just going to collapse this whole section under here. We got a joint over here, So it's actually bring it back and bring it in again to form the chest section and bend it into place. So the same thing over here. Bring it down like that, and then just rotate this into place. Stand him up. I'm gonna raise the camera a little bit. There we go. Bring down the shoulder. Make sure it taps in right here. There's this connecting port over here. Tap it in. Move to the back, and at this point, just gonna clean up the back, just like that, and we're done. So back when I got this figure, and by that time I haven't stopped this channel yet, I really enjoy how he transformed, because you know, I remember that line of Generation Toys, they released all the Maximo together, and to me, up till now, Rhinox is still the best because of how clean the transformation was and how show accurate it is. So I'm really surprised by that. They even keep the mouth opening gimmick, which is really impressive. And the only complaination I got about this mod will be the back, but I guess with that day of technology, this is the best they can do. And to be honest, to me, that backpack is not that even bad. You know, I kind of enjoy the way he got his rhino horn behind him. I really enjoy that. That is really impressive. And so now let's get to the specific point, the details of this guy. So start with the face. First off, I really enjoy this face sculpt. It is full of characteristics. It shows that he is a really tough guy of the Maximos. And the eyes is painted red with some gold paint onto the yellow plastic, which is really impressive. And they didn't even bother to use the crappy light piping, which is really impressive to me. I enjoy painted eyes more than light piping. And you got two Maximo logos, two sides of the head. And this is fairly interesting, and I enjoy that. He feels like the tough guy, the muscle guy of the team, and he is actually like that. And moving down to the chest section over here, I enjoy this because they need to keep his mouth transformable. So they got this really interesting chest armor piece over here. You can see that he got a lot of details. You got the teeth over here, and this is somewhat of assemble a tongue, and that is really impressive. I really enjoy this chest details, and it is still a great thing to me. And of course, underneath this chest detail is this piece right here in the robot mode, and yeah, it is essentially the same thing, but you got this weird circle thing over here, and I don't want to be inappropriate on this channel ever again. So yeah. And the two sides of the chest is really interesting. You got some painted gold here, and I'm really impressed that the gold actually stays, that they didn't got dissolved away, which is interesting. The arm is not much, it's just still the same rhino leg but extended, and you got the hands, and unfortunately this is pre-posed hand. You got 4 fingers over here, so they don't do much but holding his weapon, which I'm going to talk about in a minute. And the same goes for the leg. The leg is just the same. Oh, this is like bring down the butt and the back section of the rhino and transform it into the leg, which is fairly decent. But like I said, this is what the generation got, and so I really hope the Kingdom version will be better. And so I think it's time for us to get to some actually size comparison. Here we have the size comparison with the other Maximo, and I must say I enjoy this scaling a lot, even though that he's an old figure, but they still try to keep the size as accurate as possible, because as I remember on the show, Primo has always been shorter than Rhinox, essentially his first form. But this is really nice. I enjoy posting them next to one another. This is gonna be a great Maximo team. And this does make me think about getting the Kingdom Rhinox. Like, do I really want that figures anymore, you know? So here's the accessories come packing inside the Rhino to the stomach. I don't know why, but these four figures just get the tends to use their stomach into weapons, just like with Masterpiece, Chiro, and Tigertron, etc. So the thing really nice is gonna split this open, just a transformation step, and you're gonna bring the handle out, just like that. And also you got 2 of those, so yeah. And it's actually functionable. So at this point in time, they still care about making the toys actually function, like the MechTech. I hate the MechTech, but this is fine. So to activate them, you're just gonna press this lever over here, push it down, and they spin. And that is really nice, some playing features. And to attach them onto Rhinox is fairly simple. You're just gonna plug it right on into his hand, and you got him holding his weapon. The articulation begins with the head. You can look up that far and down. This is the default. You got a ball joint here, so this is rotation. The arms can move out like that, and it can also extend because of this joint over here. Flip it back. This is the full rotation of the arms. You got a swivel down here, and this is a basic 90-degree bends, and unfortunately you have no hands articulation because of the way it is transformed. So yeah, you just stay like that. You got a waist swivel, and it's just move this piece up so it doesn't block the rotation, and it does get blocked by this backpack right here. So it's at a minus. This is the split, which is really nice over here. Stop you with the ball joint on the hips, please, and we can kick to the front. Really impressive. This is a kick, and this is the kick to the back. It is decent. This is the you got the thigh swivel over here, and this is the knee bend, and finally you got some pivot, which is interesting. So articulation wise, this guy is decent enough for some poses, and I mean, like, he kept some great poses with the maximals, and I'm gonna show you the photos at the end of the video, which is really impressive in my opinion. I enjoy this guy. And so this is the generation Rhinox, and what can I say, but this is still holds up pretty nice up to today's standard in my opinion. I think that if somehow you are unable to get the actual Kingdom version of Rhinox, if they're gonna release him, then he's still going to be a great substitute for the team. Like, you don't necessarily have to get Rhinox from Kingdom if you got this guy. So in my opinion, this guy still hold up after like a couple of years. I can't remember how old he is right by this time, but I got this figure for a few years now. So tell me, what do you think, and do you still enjoy this old generation versions of Rhinox, or you would prefer the Kingdom versions? And tell me what you think in the comment section below. And if you're new to this channel, feel free to subscribe, and also follow me on Instagram. That is where I do most of my updates. And of course, if you feel like you can help me out with the future figures, feel free to buy me a coffee. Link will be in the description. And also remember, Galvatron is coming.